fans, followers, this is Daddy D-Man on YouTube, aka Daddy3DMan81 with WargamingNet. This is another game by them called World of Warships, where it pits 4 classes of ships together. On the console system, it's up to 9 players each on either team. It always equalizes it as best they can balance it. It just depends on who's playing when. World of Warships puts the 4 class, whether it's carriers, battleships, cruisers, or destroyers together. Typical paper, rock, scissors battle. And World of Warships is really fun. You control your navy, fire off cannons, shoot torpedoes, try to dodge their armaments as well, and if you can, be the last one to survive and win it for your team. So there's many different ways to play, many different ways to play on. All that detail will be included. As I introduce this series, thank you for joining me. There will be plenty of episodes to come. Thanks again for joining me. Hope you enjoy. So the first ship here that we are going to look at will be the Tier 2 Wickes, USS Wickes. It's actually a destroyer. So today we are going to be looking at destroyers' high maneuverability. As you saw the stats, if you wanted to pause and look at those. High maneuverability, it's a soft ship, easy to destroy if it can get hit, but hard to target, hard to hit it. With me, when I play my destroyers, my favorite weapon is these torpedoes. If you can angle them right, they can be devastating attacks. A lot of times you position those torpedoes not because you're trying to hit the target, because you know the target's going to see them coming, they're going to dodge it. Tries to position for better targeting advantages. So as I continue to lay out some torpedoes, I'm trying to get the angle here, what I should have done, and I'm kind of new at this game still. At the time of this recording, it was one of my first times playing. I did start recording the first time playing. It took me a few plays before I started recording, but I had some experience, but not a lot. Here I could have just gone to my cannon and fired my shots, and then got back to the torpedoes while they reload. Everything you use has a reload time. Bigger ships with bigger weapons have longer reloads, like the battleships. Smaller ships like this destroyer, for instance, have fast reloads, although the armament isn't very powerful. Those torpedoes are very powerful. Hence, on the paper, rock, scissors you guys saw, torpedoes can destroy battleships easily. They can get 1 salvo torpedo on a battleship. All 3 torpedoes or 2 torpedoes would sink a battleship easily. It's hard to do. And cruisers, when I'm firing at right now, are best against destroyers. Cruisers heat shield. You hit a destroyer and it can keep up with the pace and the speed of a destroyer. And the battleships are best to destroy cruisers. Battleships being slow, they have a hard time hitting destroyers themselves. Cruisers being slower than destroyers. Battleships can hit cruisers much easier. If you hit it with heat shells versus armor piercing, the difference when you see my stats AT versus AP. Heat shells are high explosive. Got that ship there, so I was trying to save my crew carrier, turned around and looked, oh, there's another ship behind me. I didn't even know he was there until after I made that turn. That huge salvo torpedo was coming at me, timed it just right, barely missed it. I'm trying to get him, but he actually turned around there. What I should have done is save 1 salvo, but after he turned I would have gotten the right side. I had to wait, so I will go back to my cannon here in a moment. There we go. I know he's trying to hit my carrier, not my carrier, but my team carrier. So I'm trying to stop him before he gets to the carrier. I think he released a salvo on the carrier. It seems like the carrier is everybody's prized ship to destroy. There's usually 1 carrier per team, so if you can destroy the other team's carrier before the game is over, then you try to help your team by getting rid of their air support. He does not get the carrier, but right after this guy dies, this match is pretty much over. After he dies, you'll see me turning to look for the other, but at the top you'll see the enemy carrier destroyed here in now. So that clip was over. Battle ends. You'll see my stats here. I had 1 kill. So yeah, it says 1 destroyed. I caused 2 flooding and hit Citadel 4 times. Incapacitated 2 targets. 2 of them I hit with torpedoes, and I hit 5 of them with shells. Those are the stats for the game. As we move on to the next clip here, it'll be another 6 or 7 minutes worth of another game. And there'll be 1 more clip after that. We'll be changing ships. But this next ship, we go back to the USS Wickes. Again, Tier 2. Anytime you want, you can just pause the video. You can look at these stats. They're not that important for watching, but if you're just curious, again, it's a fast ship, light artillery, very maneuverable, hard to target, hard to hit. Their specialty is torpedoes, salvos. Here, look at the map, and I realized now watching this video, it's actually an AI game.
Proceed to capture that area.
Everybody on my team is human. The enemy team is all computer. Again, this is early on. I don't play that way anymore. I only play against players. Even though I'm not that good, I have more fun playing against human players.
Battle starts.
So you first get in, everybody starts at the same time. Everybody's lined up on their own side of the battlefield. In this case being an ocean. Always random maps, different type of islands. Islands are good for blocking the vision, sight. They help disguise your ships if you can get yourself behind an island.
Teammate, I need your support.
You'll tell that a lot of people are amateurs. They'll play with their little hotkey voices. A few people saying, yeah, I need your support, deny. They're just going back and forth using short keys. Eventually you'll see me use those, but I try to use them strategically. I don't play with them back. I do kind of beginning.
We've been spotted.
Anytime somebody voices something with their audible voices, you could see who it is on the map. It'll blink their icon when they're talking. So here's the match starts. I locate somebody. As a destroyer, your primary purpose, because you are fast, you do have a good sensor array. Your primary objective is to be a spotter. You get out there, you be the eyes and ears for the rest of your team. As you notice at the beginning of the game, you don't see any targets, as well as the rest of your allies don't see any targets. Once you spot, you discover a couple of targets, the rest of the people on your team also see those targets. Whoever you see, your team sees. Show up on radar, and then they'll show up on the team screen as well. The fact that I can see these targets as a destroyer, the rest of my team sees them, that's why you're seeing everybody start to fire on them. They do see me, but they're not paying any attention to me until right there. That Valkyrie destroyer is going to turn towards me here in a moment. I'm trying to strategically plan it. We got those torpedoes, the little white arrows on my torpedoes. Boom, 2 of them hit. Or 1 hit a target. See my stats show up on the right side as they get badges for each objective. Approaching this guy, I'm going to try to release another salvo, but I had a really bad angle on that release. I didn't get a single torpedo. I turn, line it up to get another salvo against him. I actually run into a friend ship. Where he came from, but boom, right there. Somebody down there. So as I get myself back up to speed, as a destroyer, one of your other special abilities, you get a smoke screen ability as well as an engine boost. Down at the bottom you see a smoke screen. I have 2 left, not used at the moment. I'm going to use one here in a moment. That's where all that smoke comes from. Only destroyers can create smoke screens. Smoke screens help hide. As you just heard the audible, I started a smoke screen. Smoke screens help disguise you, keep you camouflaged. It makes it very difficult for the enemy to see you. Once you disappear off their radars, all their ships you disappear off all of them. They can't see me right now. I'm launching salvos. They don't know where those torpedoes are coming from until the torpedoes are actually already on top of them almost. Shoot through the smoke screen. They don't see where I'm coming from. That torpedo hit. Keep trying to hit this guy. He ran into the battleship that I ran into earlier that ended up getting sinked. As you guys noticed a moment ago, my ally got sunk. So that Bugatier ship, I said that right, hit that battleship. The remaining empty vessel, I guess you could call it. So here I was trying to see if I could get those torpedoes off after him. I ended up killing him anyways. I think the torpedoes hit him. I can't remember. Yes, all my videos here are being recorded after the fact. Torpedoes did not hit because I destroyed them with my shells. Again, I think the torpedoes do help in that they make the player react, and sometimes you get them caught off guard because they're reacting to torpedoes. That always helps. With torpedoes, you can change them wide to narrow. That's where I'm changing my angles there. If they're wide, farther away they get, the farther apart they get. If they're narrow, they stay together. As you see, the second three that I just launched are still pretty close to each other. He is the last destroyer. I don't get him killed, but I do help with a few shots here and there. Let's see if we get destroyed here. Yes, it's a lot about aiming ahead. You gotta shoot or lead your target ahead of time. Depends on the range, the timing it takes for your shells to get to your target. All that comes with experience. Down at the bottom of the screen, or the bottom, in the middle of the screen, to the left of the cursor. When I zoom in, you can see a time ticking. That time to the left of the cursor is time it takes my target, my ammunition to hit the target, or get where the cursor is pointing to. And then you look at the target. He's got a little number next to him, which now he's gone, but the number was like 8 point something. That's the distance the target is from you. And then the little lines to the left or the right of the cursor help you range your distance to your shots. Again, all that takes experience, learning, figuring it out. So as that match is over, I got one destroyed there, caused 2 floodings. I defended one base by hitting him while he was inside the base, trying to capture it. Got 2 incapacitations, 2 targets hit. I hit 9 and more with the shells. We moving on, we actually changed ships. I now go to the number 2 St. Louis, Tier 2 St. Louis. This was one of the last ships of sails, not a sail ship, but at the end of this sail era in time. This was more or less the diesel taking over the sails. It does not have an anti-aircraft armament. I found that out in this game particularly when I couldn't shoot down the air. Actually, on anti-air or AA suits are automatic on this game. I've actually spoke to the game creators. I hope they see my comments, but I would like to see you manually control your own anti-air. That would be really cool to actually be able to shoot at air targets. No, I don't know if they'll put that in. Anyways, the game starts, I get the ship moving, I look at the map like I always do. I always try to look at the map, I see what players I have on my side. I look over to the left and see the type of ships they have on their side. See where I'm at on the map, where I want to go. So I see I've got another cruiser and a destroyer with me on this side of the battlefield. I also see the carrier looking at the mini-map above. The carrier is coming my way as well. Carrier is that triangle with the square behind it and the line through it. Battleships are the triangles, or the kind of awkward looking triangles with 2 lines through it. Cruisers are the awkward looking triangles with the 1 line through it. The triangles, the solid state triangle, or the destroyers. Those are your 4 class ships, as you see at the top of the screen. As each ship gets destroyed, you'll see that icon representing that ship disappear and turn to black. I'm joining these other few. Destroyer's gone left to the center of the map. We needed him. Unfortunately, he went the wrong way. That's alright. So, we're gonna take this C without a destroyer. That's why I can't see. I can't see anybody close to that target that I'm looking at. This game actually turns out not to be a big game for me. I'll show it anyways, just because I try to show my good and my bad.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
There they go again. My teammates playing with the radio. The audible or automatic audibles. I do like this ship in the beginning because it's got full salvo of 8 cannons on one side. So it's pretty incredible at the time anyways. Tier 2. There it is. All 8 cannons are ready to go. Actually 10 cannons. We got 10 cannons. 1. Waiting to see if that hits. Nope. I put a full, yes, I actually hit it. Put a full salvo there. I didn't realize he was turning, so that's why I missed. I wasted a full salvo. I'm being hit.
The ship is on fire.
I see a lot of other videos. I watch other players play this game as well in their YouTube videos. One thing I need to learn to do is shoot and release. I can see what's going on. Like I did there, I can see what's going on around me. That destroyer is coming at me. It doesn't end pretty. But I do dish it out as best I could.
The ship is on fire. Torpedo, dead ahead.
I actually got armor piercing in right now, which was the best choice, but yeah, that hits me on head on. And there we go. So the rest of the game, this particular game, once you're dead, you go into spectator mode. Now you do have the option, you can leave the battle, go back to your port, look at your ships, manage them, but you can't do anything with the ship that's currently in battle. It won't let you touch that ship until that ship is done in battle. So it might as well just stay in battle anyways. See what the rest of your team does. You can see how the game goes, whether or not your team wins. You still get good points if your team wins even though you died, as long as you were doing something productive while you were still alive. So in spectator mode, you could go watch any ship you want. As you're watching a ship, you can also watch the armament. In this case, I'm watching the carrier ship, looking at his aircraft. These are torpedo bombers. You'll see me play with these later on in the game once I get them. Future videos, not this video. Actually, the carrier does get destroyed here. Just got hit by a couple of torpedoes and shells. Carrier's out. Whatever I was doing, I was still watching. I think at this very moment I was looking at that ship. I was hoping he was going to get destroyed. That's why I stayed on the carrier watching him for whatever reason. I'll switch here in a moment. So anytime you're in spectator mode, you can also go to non-ship. You can jump to free camera. You can see at the bottom of the screen, option Y or key Y. You can jump to free camera. Eventually I do that. Right there is free camera mode. So from this point, I can look in any angle. I can move the camera anywhere across the map. One thing it does not let you do is you cannot see cloaked or camouflage ships that have disappeared. You cannot communicate with those on your team. You cannot tell them where they are. While you're in game, you can look at the mini map. If you pull up a tactical map, you can select the map and tell everybody to go to a specific spot in the map. You can't do that when you're spectator mode. It won't let you. All you're there to do is watch what's going on. Stick around for after the game so you can get the stats. What happened in the game, whether you got good stats or your team had good stats or whatever. So here I am just floating around, pretty much look like you're a ghost above the sea. Usually I stick around in spectator mode. Later games you'll see me leave a game and leave spectator mode if I'm very, very mad. If I died in the middle of a heated battle or whatever and I should have had the last shot, or I thought I was going to have the kill or something, I get very mad sometimes. So I don't want to stick around and watch it spectator mode if I'm that mad. I just quickly get out of the game, and sometimes I wouldn't even have it recorded. Sometimes I'll even just be like, forget this game, not even use the recording. It might happen, but sometimes these games will get the best of you. Anyway, this cruiser just got hit by the torpedoes. One torpedo hit him. You see him dodging left and right. He's zigzagging. He is trying to keep the aircraft from hitting him, making it harder to guess where he's going to be by constantly weaving left and right. As you do that, your cannons will turn left and right as well. He's trying to see where the ship is in the smoke screen. Finally, the destroyer gets discovered. The destroyer knew it, so the destroyer gets out of there to see the crew's coming. Just worded of advice to anybody watching this who wants to play this game: don't go chasing a ship by yourself into the smoke screen. He did get the destroyer. He was successful at destroying it, but now he's out there in the middle of the open. He's got a battleship going broadside against him. That battleship's going to tear him up, if it doesn't already tear the other battleship. Actually, if I remember correctly, the other battleship sinks right here. You see that destroyer in the mountain? The silhouette of it behind the mountain, going against the battleship. That battleship will disappear here in a moment. Yep, there it goes. This cruiser all by himself, Mr. Oleg, Rainer S on Oleg. He's all by himself at the end of this game. He's got 4 enemies to go up against. I pretty much counted him in a loss at this point. He doesn't get it done. But unfortunately, the video actually, the recording did not get the entire game. In the early game of my replay, I had a hard time trying to figure out how to make my recordings longer than 10 minutes. So right at 10 minutes of a video, this recording cut off. But the game was pretty much at a loss anyway. So here in a moment, it will shut out. It'll be the last video for last game clip for today's video. A little bit more about the game though. Like I was saying, you lead your target, you try and predict where your shots are going to be. Same thing with torpedoes. Torpedoes have a little guide. If you follow it, it's basically based on specifically it's predicting where the ship is trajectory, the speed it's going, etc. There it is, World of Warships. This is Battle with me, World of Warships. Thank you again for joining me today. There'll be more episodes to come in the future. This is one game I enjoy playing as much as I also enjoy World of Tanks. Subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, comment down below.